Hi guys. Hello, Mayor. Meet everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene again. Yes, I'm at Cumbies, and yes, it's later at night because I took a good long nap. And I wanted to talk to you about some simple things, nothing too difficult to grasp. First of all, we had a lot of people like the music. Unfortunately, a lot of them, given the dislikes, did not. I'm talking about in a live stream this morning. Yeah, I know we get our dislike trolls. We know that, right? So, um, but we won't talk about the music because I want to answer a couple other side questions that came up with. Number one, why is the music so loud? I don't know why it's loud. I guess they decide not to bring the volume down. It's got a lot of the songs have a lot of percussion, especially the rock and the metal songs do. But we can fix that. We have to fix that for the production of the record because if it's too loud, it's going to cause the needle to jump out of the grooves. Depending on the way the lathe is set up at Kanaki, it may not be variable with grooves. It might be preset how many lines per inch, and so therefore the song record has to be grooves have to be not too wide, or they're going to jump and interfere with the next groove. Hey, that could be a serious problem right there. But assuming you get all the grooves right, that's a step in the right direction. Unfortunately, before we even get to records production, I want to talk about what makes the music tool so fascinating. I created a custom handwritten song for Noodles for his show. Is he going to use it on the show? I do not know. It was handwritten by me. It was not created by computer. Okay, and I put it into the song generator, and it came up awesome. He likes metal, and so I recorded it as a metal piece, which it's two different. I did three. It did more than two, but the one that he has is the first generation one. They're not the second or third. I think he's did up in the second generation. I don't think I did a third for him. So somebody said, "Well, could you play this in Silver Moon?" Unfortunately, no, because that's records. Until I convert it into vinyl, I can't play it in Silver Moon because that would be against what Silver Moon is. Okay. But I can play on the night show. And Tiger Kitty said, "Well, why couldn't you play a song, talk a little bit about the song, and then get a background song or something, and then play another song, see about another 5 minutes later?" Yeah, we can do that. I got a tool that's perfect for it. You see, VLC doesn't have this feature built in as far as I can see, but MP3 Blaster does, which is the other program I have, which means I can put together a complete queue and then click on the song, because MP3 Blaster was also originally created by college students for a college dorm, where they wanted to have people be able to pick a music like a jukebox. It also allows you to play a song of a playlist, and at the end of the song it stops. And then you can select your next song and play it to the playlist, and then it stops. or you can play the whole playlist right through and just pause between songs. Manually pause because it shows you a countdown timer, and so yeah, that's something I could do. I might use that program for that reason. But I also wanted to talk about something that's a recurring question. Who is Michele? Michele is my name of my character from Maka's World. It's funny. She was created as a Klingon human hybrid. In other words, kind of like Kalar was, kind of like Worf was, in Commander Worf. But her father's Italian, her mother's Klingon, and so um, being between two different planets, cultures, she embraces both, but she's more supportive of the Italian side of her heritage than the Klingon side. But she still loves her Klingon family and her Klingon culture. And so when she was sent, along with a few, to try to make peace with the Klingons' ancient enemy called the Mekons, which is a kind of like a Klingon race too, but they have a different idea of what they want in life. They Because they thought all the Mekons were extinct because of all the nuclear weapons that the Klingons used on their planet to try to destroy them. Well, it turns out the Mekons weren't destroyed. They had managed, in the original edition of the story, to find a way to go into hibernation and during the fallout period to and then come out of hibernation and begin their lives anew. Well, that kind of sounded like a stupid story in one sense, because unfortunately I don't have a copy of that anymore. Well, Michele originally was living, working with crew of this, Captain Picard's Star Trek or Starship Enterprise, and because I realized that Simon and Schuster wouldn't publish my book, as I was too new and not a skilled writer, I created Maka's World instead. A world that didn't go into such a severe lockdown, but rather just unnormalized relationships with Hutnosh and Michele, and I guess eventually the people of Maka decided they wanted to try to reestablish peace. And so Michele and several others, including Michelle Marie. Oh, yes, of course I'm in the book. You know that, right? Yes, Michelle Marie does exist in the book. In fact, she's a hermaphrodite in the book, just like I am in real life. But bad eyesight, just like me in the book. And just like she had atrocious hearing. She fell in love with Michele. And they adopted some children. And they were appointed king and queen by the people of the landmass Tostia. And so ever since that day, ever since that book was created, I've always had an email that was Bichela, or my username was Bichela on my bulletin board or whatever. And so when I wanted to create a Google account, I was going to originally create the name Bichela, but a girl in Argentina had the name, so I couldn't use that. Then I tried Bichela too. Some other girl had that. So I ended up becoming Bichela 3. Sounds good, right? Well, what happened was YouTube was just bought by Google, and well, I did have a Bichela 3 account. My password got lost in the shuffle, and I couldn't log in anymore. So I ended up creating my YouTube channel where my username is Bichela4. I had to leave the accent mark out because the system didn't allow the use of an accent mark. It's a long story. Anyway, so that is why it's seen as Michela or Michela. It's actually pronounced closer to Michela. Michela. Bit. It's like an E being strangled. Bit. B-I, not by. It's not B. It's Michela. And that's where the name came from, which is also common with another Italian name because her father was Italian, of Michela. Sometimes it's pronounced Michela or Michela. So I understand some of the craziness behind the name. But anyway, it's a name that's stuck for more than almost 30 years, and I never saw a reason to change it. Okay. Now, I do like the music, and I like the way it comes out. So what I'm a little disappointed about is the software doesn't let me edit the songs. Instead of having me start a new song every single time, if it would let me have the kind of control that I would like to have, where I can choose the instruments, I can choose the tempo. For some songs, it could be very important. It came up with some very beautiful songs, but ran smack up right against the 4-minute limit. And instead of saying to me, warning, the song exceeds 4 minutes, would you like to edit it down to fit within 4 minutes where I could say yes or no? It doesn't. It just does what it does. And so it's not a perfect tool, but it's, without hiring a band, it's pretty good. It's not perfect. But I think the worst thing is the trolls that keep complaining about my channel and the music and the dislike trolls. Guys, let's be honest here, okay? I want to create new content. As I said, we have to diversify. We cannot keep doing the same morning show every day after day after day after day. People point it out. They get tired of it. And when you have shows where there's nothing to talk about and it's something but out air and there's nothing there and it's like, do something. Put something in. Anything. A joke, a line, a rhyme, whatever. Something to fill in the space. And I agree with that. And I was so excited I wanted to feature some of the music I created. And so therefore, I decided to do that. Unfortunately, not everybody likes that. Guys, I'm trying to be creative here. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. It is a shock to a lot of people's system. No, and I did not play multiple singers sing Life of a Virgo. However, I did redo that in another style, which is a lot more gentle and easier to digest. And I will upload that tomorrow. I said tomorrow because, remember, YouTube only gives 4 notifications. That's it. You cannot upload millions of songs and expect millions of notifications to show up at people's desktops. I wish it could be that way. It used to be. And then what happened was people were getting clogged up with notifications and Google's computer was having a nervous breakdown. So they changed the rules to 4 notifications only. So because of that, we have to work within the limitations of Google's software. Not because I'm lazy or anything, it's because that's the way they set up. Now, so are we going to release a vinyl album? Yes. We got enough songs and variations of songs Now that we can pick one, are you ever going to sing to any of the music? Of course I am. Absolutely. I'm going to be singing some songs too, along with the record. It's not just going to be the computerized singers doing it. It's going to be me singing to them too. Something like Brian K. wanted. But I also want to do is a live show, or maybe a recorded show, where we do something similar to Silver Moon, but during a night show. The Silver Moon's record on vinyl only, so I mean it's not on vinyl yet, so we can't really do it with Silver Moon, but we can do it with the night show, or maybe replace one of the World of Warcraft shows, and then do it then, where we can feature, say, an hour, 2 hour show featuring some of the songs, talk a little bit what the songs mean, why they're so important to me. And one of the things I don't really think it was very clear about life in Silver Moon is the young lady, Michelle Marie in Silver Moon, is born there. She didn't immigrate there. She was born in Silver Moon. She has a family in Silver Moon. And that's something to keep in mind. So she's not strictly a visitor. She's a resident. Okay? And the Amtrak train that goes through Danbury, Connecticut, through the portal through Danbury, Connecticut, is where connecting road is to that one portal that connects Silver Moon to the United States. It's a major transportation hub where deliveries to and from Silver Moon to the trade with the United States occur. Okay. Now, what happened with the EU? Well, I didn't talk about this. The EU did something similar through Germany. They created a portal to go to Stormwind. But instead of using a train, they decided to use trucks. And so they have a portal as well. But they're tractor-trailer trucks. They're going back and forth between Germany and the Alliance, Stormwind. Actually, they go to Elwyn. They go to Goldshire, where unfortunately, you can expect, the traffic's horrific. The people of Goldshire really don't like it because it's like, oh, this is noise and diesel fumes, and there's trucks clogging up the road, and people not being aware of the reality of truck drivers, and the truck drivers not realizing that a lot of people on Silver Moon drive like crazy, or on Goldshire drive like crazy nuts. That there have been a lot of accidents because of the railroad that was created by under the idea of Jason Jimenez, when talking to Regent Lord Thuran, has resulted in less damage and less people getting hurt because the trains have right away. They come in through the old former entrance of Silver Moon, which is boarded up by rocks. So that was cleared out, and that was changed into a train station and freight delivery depot. So you see, I've been working on this story now for a while, at least 4 years. And so, of course, when Donald Trump was someone tried to kill Trump, there was absolutely something that every single person in Silver Moon would be rallying behind. You don't assassinate bad leaders. You don't attempt to assassinate bad guys. You try to. Unfortunately, it's the good guys that always seem to be end up in trouble, not the bad ones. The bad ones don't seem to get anything happen to them. Just get a ton of hate, for the most part. So, because bad guys are mad at the good guys, because the good guys want to change the world and upset every one of the bad guys' plans. Okay. So, does that mean that we should give up on the music? No. No, we're going to keep doing the music. Does that mean that we should have a second music show? I'm not sure where to put it. Not on top of my channel. Please. No, not on yours. Remember, Michelle and I and Carmen only have one game night in the whole week. And while some people may say they hate the game night, the truth of the matter is you don't. Because given the number of views that keep coming in and out, people do watch the game night. Maybe more on Kick, maybe more on Twitch than on YouTube, but it's still gets a lot of views. It's a game. We know it's not as fast. It's not as fun for viewers, but me and Michelle have offered and said, come join us. And no one ever does. So since we have offered to have you come play with us, I think you should be very thankful. We want you to be happy. Okay? Because we want you to have fun, too. As far as the music goes, I like the music. I think some of the songs came out great, but some, they're kind of cookie cutter. Is that because of the situation with ChatGPT or the music creator, or both? It could be both, but I definitely say ChatGPT seems to be using a formula which often works just great, but when you did that song for Noodles, it didn't use the formula. And so the other tool had to really, really work its electronic brain to come up with a form of a song that matched the lyrics. And I think it did a pretty good job. Sometimes trying to write the song and trying to stick with the standard 4 lines per verse and chorus, intro, outro. I'm not sure what a bridge is, but I decided to try putting a bridge in there, and it sounded pretty good. Yeah, I think it did too. It definitely describes Noodles to a T, and that song was manually created. So I hope Noodles uses it on the show because it was for him. Michelle created it just for you, so you can have something unique for your show, maybe as an intro. It is definitely Noodles, David Noodles Bildo. That's your song. That's you. And Michelle created that for you because she knows you like to play metal and wanted to give you a piece of music that you'd be proud of. Yep. And the other thing is that Michelle wants to experiment with ideas. I mean, there are more stupid things to spend money on. I don't think this is one of them. I think this is a good tool. Is Michelle going to keep it active for more than 3 months? I don't know. Maybe not. Because, after a while, Michelle loses interest and then she goes to something else. And she does like to see my ideas. There's nothing wrong with that. So, for the regulars of the show, please stop disliking the show because, if anything, it just tells us that you don't appreciate our work. The show puts her best foot forward, even if her best foot isn't the best one. After all, it might be the one with a broken kneecap on it. But Michelle will still try to do something new to earn your confidence and your trust and your support, and she loves you. Thank you very much, Stoner, for the donation of $11. Oh, Stony Jenkins. Guess what? He gave $11 today. Thank you very much, Stony. I just want to make sure that you know that. And I really think Michelle really appreciates it. Or was it Stoner? Or you tell me. Unfortunately, I forgot to save it. Oh, but it definitely was. I think it was. Maybe it was Stone. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was Stony Jenkins, I think. Yeah. Thank you very much for your donation. Because I appreciate it. Now, as far as the display controls, I want you to understand one thing. I don't know what it takes to make you happy. I have no idea. But I'm still going to keep trying to make myself better. I'm still going to try with some new experiments. And so we're going to work our best we can to create new stuff. So let's keep working on that. Let's keep creating stuff. Anyway, tomorrow is going to be warm again. And, I really wish we didn't have such hot weather. Like right now, it's pretty good. It's like 22 degrees Celsius out right now. This is nice. This is perfect. Even 27 is decent in the day. But when you start getting into the upper mid 30s, by that time, my body is just basically like a drab, wet rag. It just cannot handle it. So yeah, there is questions about how would you do in Brazil. Let me put it this way: it's as warm as Florida and some parts of Brazil, and so some people they didn't really think about that. But but I still love, you know, eating our way through Brazil. I love that. So I want to talk about that. What does that mean? Well, some people like to go on food tours. In other words, people will sometimes go and say, let's go check out the food of a country. Like man versus food kind of thing. You try local cuisine, local delicacies, and you're tasting all the food of a region or a country. And so that's kind of what the eating our way through Brazil was about. When I first gave the idea for a title to Lumi, she thought it was crazy. I thought it was crazy because I thought you were literally going to say you're going to eat the state of Brazil. Like Godzilla. No. No, absolutely not. The thing is, I need, I like to experiment with stuff too. Let's do new technology. So let's talk about that. How do musicians feel about this technology? It scares them a lot. And I'll tell you why. It's one thing if a photographer can write lyrics. those are songwriters out of a job. It's another thing for musicians to realize that now they do not need it anymore because AI can create a complete accompaniment piece for the music. Now they're out of a job. That's what's going to happen at live concerts when robots come up on the stage, robot singers, robot performers, robot dancers. What's going to happen to humanity? They're going to be bored. They're going to be bored because they're going to be sitting there going, oh, we don't have to do nothing anymore. I just got to go ahead and feed music into the software that does all the work. It's going to cheapen production. Something capitalistic companies like. Just like a Ferengi, they want to keep it cheap. Rule number one of business: keep it cheap. Keep this stuff cheap but don't make it so cheap that no one wants to buy it. And then you got the subscription model is now is keep the people coming back to your company to buy your product. Adobe comes to mind. Yeah, Adobe. Which is a company that basically overdid it. That's why Louis Rossman says sometimes piracy can be justified because Adobe's licensing is insane. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into too much of that, but Louis Rossman had done a whole opinion editorial video on that. So, and copyright protection, all this. But the point is for me, let's see, because I don't have a team of musicians. Okay, so you create a piece of music, you like it, sounds great. Then you can get another program that will actually transcribe the music into musical notation, and then you can have real musicians play it. Because there are some of the songs I would like to change. But one of the things is sometimes I want to do just find little tweaks, and you can't. There's once that makes the song. That's it. It's carved in stone. You can't go back and say, "Oh, well, I like the use of this, piano in this one section because we replaced this, say, with a glockenspiel. Or can we change it with a harpsichord?" No, you can't, because once it's burned into a song, that's it. You can't go back and change the instruments. You can't do that. I'd love to, but unfortunately, that's not the way it works. So you keep copying the music over and over and over and over. You delete the songs that you think came out terrible, and you keep the songs that you like. If you look at my playlist, you'll see I have so many songs called Living in Silver Moon. The reason there's so many is because the ones that are still there are songs that I like, but for different reasons. Some of the songs have really awesome accompaniments that excite me, and others just feels right for certain environments. And I hate to throw things away. I really do. But I mean, honestly, I only have a limited amount of space as far as I understand. So, and that is why we do the songs we do. And if you didn't like this morning show, I want to know why. I'm not limiting you to saying, only specifically about the music. We know what the morning shows are like. Some days, especially, they're kind of like you're riding on the rims of your car tires. We know there are days when the show just doesn't fly. So, Tell me, what is it you didn't like? Was there too many pieces of music played all at once? Was it too loud? Which I can certainly fix. Did that Life is a Virgo song, I have to admit, sounds like listening to a chainsaw. Um, and I did redo that one. I did make a better version. I also created one for Lumi and Carmen, Life is an Aquarius. So they have one too. Which is a more gentle piece of music. I mean, I first liked the Life is a Virgo one because I felt the energy was there, and the manic feelings of the mind are there. But I felt that maybe um, a slower piece would have been better. Just a little slower, but not too slow. Because if it's too slow, yeah, you're not gonna listen to it. And besides, you only can do songs 4 minutes or less. So unfortunately, that means if the song is too long, it's gonna get truncated, as it did many times. So it was a beautiful piece that had an Indian theme that was beautiful in its own right. But it was too long and got truncated near the end. And Michelle was like kind of disappointed that she couldn't edit that and say, keep the same music style, but let's change the tempo a little bit to make it a little faster. Right. So the truth is, the music we do, Michelle finds herself great for starting out with. But eventually, Michelle was going to want to see the software go a lot more further than this. It's a great start, but it ain't perfect. No, it's not. But here's the thing. Please don't hold it against Michelle with the dislikes. Michelle is seeing a lot of dislikes on the morning shows. A lot of them. And not very many likes either. What gives? Let's talk about it. Remember, it's hard on the really hot days. And some days Michelle just doesn't feel like she has enough energy to do anything. Her studio is not air conditioned, and so a lot of things she has to do in a room that's oppressively warm. This morning was not warm. This morning was mild, and she wanted to use it to do something. We had just got done playing World of Warcraft, and like Michelle said in yesterday's video, she was ready to go into, should we buy the software subscription or should we not? Michelle realized that she was limited to the number of songs she could create to 3 or something like that. And that was it. Forever. 3 songs. That's all she can create. And without paying for it. ChatGPT seems to be a little more patient with Michelle. So, I think it's great that Michelle created this. I think it's great that the technology is there. It's going to give opportunities for Michelle to do new things with the work that she wants to do, to expand her repertoire or skill set. Nobody wants to ride a one-trick pony forever. Michelle's live streams of covering the news, interacting with the audience is great, but sometimes she likes to spice it up a little. I do wish there were more people on the morning show today. Yeah, I agree, but that's Tiger Kitty and Noodles were there, and Gigi was at work, and some of the other people were not there, like Molasses wasn't there, David S. was there, Costco Dave came up for a short time, and it was Dawn loved the music, O liked the music, Stoney Jenkins liked the music. Hey, I don't think it was a bad show. So why all the dislikes? Give some appreciation, people. Michelle puts this work together for you every day. She loves your music. She loves doing shows with you. Don't you think you can at least return the favor and share the channel out to people? This channel could go so far, and we would like to see it go further than this. It's growing. Well, let's keep the growth going positive, like it's already doing now. Let's keep this going. Because this is what we need to do in this day and age. It doesn't cost you anything to say like and subscribe and share. Please do. It don't cost money. That's free. But in the long run, it helps Michelle and me. Because my channel needs your love and support too. I know my channel is not the same as Michelle's. It's a different channel. But still, it helps us. Because as we get more and more resources together and more viewers and more ideas are floating around, we can take advantage of these tools. And that's what Michelle wants to do. And now we got a couple songs we can actually dance to. Amen. We certainly can. Of course, I'm not sure how we're going to remotely start playback. But, yes, we can start. We can now dance to the songs. And there are songs. So she doesn't have to share copyright with anyone. Another reason why that tool is important, because now she can say, listen, buddy, this is my work. I created this. This is my songs. These are my art. So now, YouTube, you can't take away my copyright from me. It's mine. Absolutely. That's so important. Blood Officer Stand with Trump could easily be a song for a Trump rally. Absolutely. That could be easily. It's performed by musicians. It could easily be edited down to make it into other, cultures or races. The lyrics are there. The music is there. The story is there. I think that's a pretty cool feature. So let's keep that in mind, people. There's a lot of work that's being done here that is amazing and unique, and let's appreciate that. All right, Michelle, I think I'm going to let you talk this away and get ready to do the wrap-up. Thanks. You're welcome. The thing is, I don't understand why we have dislike trolls. Those people, Michelle, are just asswipes. You know that. They don't care. They just come in, they just sit there, and they're never happy with themselves. They're never happy when people try to put new ideas out on the road. And we're so, all they say, oh, your show sucks, blah, 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 blah. And yet they stay. They stay. Why? Because really deep down is they love the show. They just don't know what to say. They don't want to say they love the show because they don't want you to hear, oh, we love what you're doing. It's unique. I love it. Because that means that your show is touching their heart in a way that they don't want to accept. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. But you know what? I don't care. What I care about is that my spouse lovingly puts her work into what she does. And that's something that's special and unique and one of a kind. Please do not forget this. There'll never be another MicheleMarieDalene channel when Michelle finally passes away. Whenever that's going to be. There'll never be. There'll be ones that have attempted to emulate it, but they will never be able to truly repeat the experience. And that makes it special. So keep it in mind, people, because it's true. Thank you very much, Michelle, for being there and creating content for people that is unique. Thank you for being who you are. And so if you're one of the dislikers, maybe you need to tell us what it is you hate so much. Is it really you're jealous because the show actually does things that you cannot do, and so you're jealous because you're frustrated in your own lack of ability? Not everybody can do the stuff Michelle does. No, they can't. But that doesn't mean you should give a dislike because of the work she's putting in. And of course, we still have more songs to handle process. I do agree some of them are a little bit loud. Yeah, well, that's a technical problem that can be fixed with using normalization. You know how to do that. That's a software program for that. Yep. And I love the idea of a record. I want to see that. I want to see that be a thing. Let's create that album. And it certainly will be a lot easier to market, I think, than Silver Moon album. Maybe. Yeah, okay. We'll go there. Maybe. But definitely will be it's certainly, again, a non-fungible transaction. There will never be another record like that. That will be one of a kind. And since it is all Michelle's music, it'll always be available for other people to buy a copy of it. So you guys now know that we loved what we shared this morning. And me and Lumi agreed that it was a good show. It filled in a lot of empty space in the morning show. Let's be honest, guys. Michelle's morning show doesn't always jump up and bat 1,000 every day. Sometimes Michelle starts out just like everybody else. Sometimes the show just seems like it's lacking a certain type of mentality. But you know what? I'm still impressed with what Michelle's created. Please keep that in mind. Okay? Because Michelle loves doing what she does. So we'll see you in the morning. Yep. And what does Carmen think of it? Well, I know that when Carmen was listening to the music last night with us, she loved some of the music that came out, especially the dancing ones, like with the Sama theme. She thought that was great. She loved the song "Eating Our Way Through Brazil." She thought that was hilarious. There was definitely a lot of songs she did like. There was a couple songs that style of music really just didn't jive with her, but that's okay. She said that's a lot of people don't all like the same music types. So that's just the nature of the music beast. Yep. So everybody, we'll see you later on. I hope this video helps to explain some of the backstory and some of the things we're doing. And yes, we will have a night show with more music, but it's not going to be Silver Moon Radio because it's not on vinyl yet. That it will take a while to get another record prepared and burned and processed because of the cost. But we'll keep working on it. We'll get some more music albums produced. And I did get another record from Stan CT today. Brazilian classics or something like that. Yes, so you're going to be listening to some more Brazilian music in a few shows on Silver Moon Show. On a Silver Moon Show. Yes, from Stan CT. This should be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. And you also going to get a carnival headdress for dancing with the samba. I do want to get one. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, they're nice. Some of them are cheap. Some of them are very expensive. They're very priced, depending on sophisticated. But they're not fruits, though. No, they're the ones that are, a lot of them are using feathers, or simulated feathers. But the only Carmen Miranda was actually using fruits on headdress, most of, as far as I can tell. It wasn't really totally using simulated fruits. That's true. So for now, everybody, thanks for watching with me and Michelle, and we'll see you guys later. See you in the morning. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.